here in Dayton, Ohio, outside the Patterson Homestead, where we're going to have a harvest tea.
Some tea!
Pinkies up!
Oh,
We
fancy!
have no idea what to expect, but it's gorgeous out here.
And it's gonna be fun!
It is going to be fun. It will be full of tea. So
Absolutely.
Yes,
Lots of tea.
we should go to the bathroom before we leave.
Yes.
Yeah, we should.
I had
Okay.
water on the way.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
All right, well, who knows what's going to happen? We'll see you inside.
Yes! But
Wow!
my
How
goodness.
much fun!
I am so full.
So freaking full.
Holy crap.
Oh my lord, I'm stuffed full of tea and carbs.
Yay!
Carbs.
So kids, we just finished having high tea.
The highest of all teas.
Pinkies up
So fun.
at the Patterson Homestead, which is in Dayton, Ohio, and it was the first time either one of us have ever been to a high tea.
I've never even been to a regular tea.
And we weren't high at all when we went. That's just what it's called.
It's a good time either way.
Yes. It was pretty easy to get there from the major highways. You drove through a little bit of sketchy parts of town to get there, but where the homestead's located, it was a gorgeous, like, older, historic area.
Beautiful.
Absolutely just beautiful.
It was definitely like everything was still the same, but like there was a little bit of minor upkeep. The neighborhood was absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to maybe see it one day in the fall when the leaves change.
Yes, there was lots of old
Or in the
trees
snow.
there. Oh, I bet it would look gorgeous
Oh
in the
my
snow
gosh.
too.
Yes.
And even though we did drive through some sketchy areas, I didn't feel unsafe at any point.
It was like a 2-minute heart rate of being heightened. It was nothing that bad.
Yes, but your mother drives like a crazy person, so we were
So we got
never
in and
in
out.
any real danger.
Yes.
But one of the ladies that we were sitting with said that the homestead was in what she considered to be the slums.
If that's what she considers the slums, then I'd like to know what she considers high end. I don't know.
A high class.
Yeah,
a nice area.
I don't know, because it was not that bad. I think she's a little bit of a over-exaggerator. She probably lives like in a mansion,
Or she's just used to the finer things
Yes,
in life.
maybe.
And we're just regular people, and we thought it was pretty cool.
I liked it. I have no complaints.
So they serve it family style, and you're seated at a table of 6. So it's like hibachi. If you go, you're going to be sat with people that you don't know.
But that makes for good conversation, so that was nice. Speaking of conversation, it definitely was a little bit more towards, we're a little bit older than I was. I'd definitely say that I was the youngest there, so
Yes.
I couldn't really relate as far as conversation was going, but I was able to, mesh well in there a little bit, have some high tea talk.
Yes, the average age, I think, of the audience there was
Yes.
65 plus.
Yes.
And majority female, so the whole place, I think it sat 54 people total, and there were only 3 men there.
3 men that got dragged there by their wives. Maybe the one guy was dressed up though. He looked like he was enjoying
Maybe
himself.
he's just a tea fella.
Maybe he just likes crumpets. Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, you know what? We didn't even have a crumpet.
I know.
I don't even know what a crumpet is.
They need to get their stuff together.
Let's see, what else? But speaking of the ratio of women to men, the bathrooms are only a 2-stall bathroom.
For the women, yes.
Yes, plan your bathroom times accordingly. Otherwise, you might be waiting in line for a little while if you try to do it at the very beginning of the tea and the very end of the tea.
Yeah, I would recommend going after every time they serve you either new tea or new food.
Yes.
Because it's one right after the other, and everybody else is too worried about trying their tea and trying the other food.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the way that they do it is, like Lauren said, it's in 3 different courses. And it started with the sweets course.
Yes.
And then a sandwich course.
And then it was a sweetbread sandwich and then desserts course.
Yes.
All of them were very light. Nothing was too savory or salty. We had 2 different types of teas. There was a black decaf, and then there was another one that was caffeinated. It was a spiced apple that was caffeinated, and then the hazelnut was the black
hazelnut.
decaf. I know that was your favorite.
It was so good, you guys. It didn't even need like cream or sugar. It was just like it tastes kind of like a Ferrero Rocher. Like,
Yes,
it didn't need
it did.
anything.
It did taste like a Ferrero Rocher. Yes.
So good.
Um,
The apple spiced one too, the one that was caffeinated, was
Yeah.
also really good, but the hazelnut was my favorite.
See, I
by-
bounced
by
back
a
between
mile.
the two. I'm indecisive. I couldn't decide which one I liked better. And then they also had the clotted cream that they put on the table was
Yes.
probably the sweetest thing on the table
Now,
throughout
I've
the whole
never
time.
had clotted.
I haven't either. No.
Tell them what it is.
It's basically like whipped cream and like Cool whipped cream and cream cheese had a baby.
Yes.
It's like a little thicker, but it's like somebody had whipped. It's almost like buttercream icing, but without all the sugar.
Yes.
But still very sweet. It was really good. I put that on everything that was sweet that they gave us.
Yes.
So I had a nice big pile of clotted cream on my extra table, on my extra plate.
And between every course, they give you a little history lesson. So the first one was all about their wardrobe and what they wore.
Yep, all the ladies and their corsets and
Yes.
how there's misconceptions between what Hollywood tells you and like how they actually wore them in the 1860s, which is the time that they focused on.
Yes.
They showed us all the different layers that they would wear, the different patterns of clothing that they would wear, what they meant, what you would wear if you were going to a high tea or if you're out working in the fields or if you were just at home taking care of your kids. And then they specifically wanted to keep focus on the 1860s because I guess that's how much historical evidence that they had.
Right. Or they said most of the journal entries or whatever were
The
from
diary
that time
entries,
period.
yeah. They had a lot of historical like information next to all of the pictures that were hanging. There was a beautiful fireplace. The dining hall was fairly big. I didn't realize you could fit 54 people in there.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was nice. They did the corset and dressing for the first round of information, and then after our sandwiches,
It was the farm
course.
operations.
farm operations,
They
yes,
ran the farm.
yes, and then they also showed us how they would preserve foods, which was cool. They didn't physically show us; they told us how they do it. But I was surprised about how much I knew about preserving foods.
I
in
was
the
surprised how much
1860s.
you knew too.
Yes, sometimes you just need to know how to make deer jerky for 6 months and have it last, or putting your potatoes under sawdust in your basement.
Now, one thing I did notice when they talked about the history of the homestead was that it had 2,000 acres and all, this orchard and
Huge property.
slaughterhouse, right? But yet there was no mention of slavery, which that's the first thing I think of. Like, how do you work in 2,000 acres? So we looked it up after we left,
Yeah.
before we got on the road, and but
I don't think either of us thought that there wouldn't be any after getting that information.
Yes. But the 3 courses, do you remember what we ate? Did we tell them already? I
No,
don't
we
think
didn't. We had a sweet potato bread. We had a pear tart. Was it pear tart?
It was a pear scone.
Pear scone, and then the other one was an apple fritter type. All of them delicious. All of them got clotted cream on my plate. Then they did more tea. They told you could switch between the two, which I did.
I did not after the first round.
After you got that hazelnut, you were
I was
hooked.
like, I'm done.
And then we had the sandwiches course next, which the first one that we had was a prosciutto
And
cheddar. I want to say cheddar.
Yeah.
And it was prosciutto, it was cheddar, and there was a little bit of light mustard on there. And then I believe that was the one that was on the whole grain.
Oh yeah,
wheat,
with the sunflower
nuts.
seeds
Yes,
and
oh my
stuff in it.
gosh.
Yes,
That's my favorite type of bread.
And they were pretty big sandwiches.
They were like,
too.
I was expecting like a 2x2
Right, like
little
a little
tea,
thing.
like they have on the tiers, the Christmas tree tiers that you go to like, if you see at a wedding. But they were like nice little fingerling length. So you actually got to like fill your stomach with food. Then they also had the apple butter and Gouda?
I think it was
It was
Gouda.
good. It was Gouda either
It was
way.
very Gouda.
It was Gouda.
God.
And then the last one was, oh God, you're gonna have to remind me because
Zucchini fritters.
yes.
Zucchini thing.
It had zucchini in it. It was delicious. That was my favorite round. I don't know about you.
Same. Well, but on the dessert round, I think the spiced carrot cake with that cream cheese icing.
So
good. So yummy.
and then we had the dessert sweets type of one that was next. And that consisted of the spiced carrot. Was it spiced?
It was on the menu. It said spiced
Spiced.
carrot cake.
not spiced the way I'd like
by
it.
default, all carrot cake has
Spice.
spices.
If there's not nutmeg, I don't want it.
And then there was the historical recipe, which was, I believe, a butternut squash tart or
Yep.
something like that, but it's basically tasted like
It
pumpkin
tasted
pie.
like cinnamon and pumpkin. It was delicious.
And then there was a weird cookie that was like a butter cookie that had a like blackberry jam on top, but it had sage in the cookie dough.
I'm not a fan.
It was my least favorite thing that we ate.
It was the only thing that I left on my plate out of all the food. Because I just could not for me. I'm not a big sage kind of gal.
Right.
I don't know about you.
Well, I like sage, but it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I can deal with a little bit of sage, but the amount that we had was
A lot.
a little bit much for me. Other than that,
So they open the doors 15 minutes ahead of time.
Yep.
So if you get there early, you're not going to get in until it's 15 minutes before it starts.
you can also walk the grounds if you get there before 15 minutes early. And then
Plenty of parking.
yes, we didn't realize how much parking there was because the first thing you do is you go up the hill, then you see the building, and you're like, oh no, there's 5 parking spaces, and then you turn and you'll see that there's an entire parking lot,
Yes.
which was nice.
And the whole experience takes about 2 hours for the dining portion, and then after they open up the main homestead and do home tours,
Yep.
which it's an older home, like from the 1860s, like we've been saying. So, like, if you're a tall fella, you might need a duck in certain parts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 5'6", and I walked into the women's bathroom and was like, I'm not very tall.
And I'm very short, so I felt right at home.
It's you-sized. Yay.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't think there's anything
Oh, it
else.
was $25 per
Oh,
person.
yes.
I know that there was either a discount or it was free if you were a member of the Dayton Historical Society, which we weren't.
But a lot of people there were,
Yes.
so that's nice. So yeah, other than that, I think it was wonderful high tea.
It was, and some of the folks were wearing the cute little lace gloves.
Oh my
or they
God,
had
with the
proper
doilies
little
on the
bonnet.
end. Yep. They had bonnets, and then there was another woman that had a hat bigger than my ego. So we were properly dressed. Yeah, you got compliments on your boots.
I know, they did like those fashionable
Everybody's
boots.
like, those boots. We're like, they're on sale.
All right, well, we highly recommend it, and once again,